Good morning, everyone. Looks like a slow day. Not a lot of movers. Good morning, Bavik. How are you? Be careful on the long side today as well. Feels like it's pretty dead out there. RLX. You want the day trade analysis or like a swing trade? For swing trading, it'll need to get back over $11.40. It's a huge gap. 8 at 18. There's gonna be a gap resistance at 1290. But this will take some time to go back. It looks like it could retest this level. And you also have the 90 EMA right above, so you might have some trouble there. And depending on how it goes. I think 90 EMA would be the first resistance, so it would need to hold a higher low here. Like this, higher low. And then retest the resistance here and then break, and it might fill the gap. But yeah, it would require like a higher low and then retest of this gap resistance line. But it could very well be like this. Okay, for a day trade. Yeah, for a day trade, yeah, same analogy. So it's breaking below. You look at previous day, it's not holding at any levels on the previous day. It is at support around this level in the morning yesterday. It's bouncing off that. So that's probably the only level right now. Other than that, it looks like it could go down today. It probably have to retest around the 1030s. And then depending on how it does, so you can see all the EMAs are here. All the 90 EMAs are around this area. So it might have trouble there around 1030s. And depending on how it reacts to it, like if it goes over the 90, all these EMA lines and hold it as support and flags, that will look better. Else if it does this and then inverted cup and handle, and it might go lower. So both things possible, but it looks like it's bad. It looks bad right now, so it really needs to do some work to actually go higher. Okay, see. Let's run through these stocks here. Not a whole lot. I had to lower my criteria to 5%. Yeah, even things that are above 5%, we don't see anything. Pfmt holding up pretty well here. I think this is a flag attempt right here. Might be a little too early. You see a lot of big people have some buy volume coming in there. But maybe a little too early there. I think a little pullback, a little bit more consolidation around this area. I mean, it might look a lot better. Yeah. So this was extended on the 5-minute chart. So we're gonna see this pull back to $2 at least. But yeah, I'm gonna see if this can hold up. Maybe a retest on the 5-minute chart, a retest of this trend line, and then a higher low around this area. Maybe in 10 minutes, it'll look a little better. Good morning, Daniel. Yeah, okay. That looks a little better. I want us to pull back. VTSI. Pfmt. So VTSI. Yeah, this chart looks pretty ugly. Pretty high volume so far. 2 million per candle. I'm not sure what the news is, but yeah, it looks like it's gonna sell off now. You have this big, pretty much like engulfing candle. High volume there. It could be a all-day fader. So earning. So I have a earning indicator that I created. So the earning yesterday after the market, and I beat by 133%. I guess that's what caused the gap up. But it looks like it's probably gonna sell off. This would probably need a lot of work if it's gonna be a long. VWAP is around the 825 area. So it really needs to hold 825 as a support to be any long setup. So I'll be careful on this if you're on the long side. I feel that this is gonna get heavy pretty soon, and probably break down to like sevens, below sevens. But yeah, key level here is probably $8. It'll probably need to get over that, hold it as support, hold VWAP as support, and then flag later on. If we can't get over it and consolidate around here, it probably break down to $7. Cscw. Cscw also a huge gap up. Pretty extended right now on the daily. Could be a fader as well. Yeah, it's probably not a good catalyst. I'm only looking to day trade them if it sets up. So right now I don't see any setup for me to enter this trade. So two things has to happen. So either one, it holds right now like this $8 resistance. If it pops over it, hold it as support. Then you can look to buy a flag like this. Buy here, risk stop at here. So that'd probably be the best play. The other play that it can happen was maybe reject here at $8 and then an inverted cup and handle to short to go lower. So those are the two plays. Yeah, market is cooling off. Let me compare it to last month. Definitely a slower month. There used to be, like 2-3 dozens of stocks that are above like 10%. Now we can barely get like 10 stocks. Right now we only see like 6 stocks that are above 10% today. So it's been pretty bad. Even above 5%. So I even filtered it down to above 5% and I only got like 10 stocks. So I would be very careful if you're a long trade, like a buyer. They're definitely not a time to buy and hold, especially for these names that are up for today. So this stock is up 50%, but it's barely holding anything at the open. So 28 million shares. Yeah, so this looks like it's really heavy. So I think any pop here towards VWAP, it'll probably get rejected. So yeah. Oh, so Pfmt actually did what I drew earlier. So it did test the $2 and it actually broke out here. It was a nice 10-cent risk. It was on the side of my screen. I missed it again. So this was a decent setup. Held VWAP and 5-minute EMA as support. You could have bought here at 210, risking $2. What's this low? 204, 210. So that's 6-cent risk, and then potential upside. Broke high of days here, high volume. So I don't have any borrows for this stock, but yeah, it probably get extended. Retest PHM, pre-market highs. Oh, okay. So my pre-market highs is purple line, 260s. Yeah, this would have been a good spot. Missed it. Yeah, no news. Recently reported earnings. Oh, action. It does have daily resistance around this area. Last time it popped up around here. 217s. I mean, it's way above it, but yeah. I think this probably is gonna be a fader. The daily chart doesn't look the best, and it's kind of like just a big green candle. Yeah, people are just chasing it. But definitely see less of that this week. I think they've been cycled out of the market. So if you haven't know, I only trade these two setups here. So I look for a long setup, which is a flag that confirms a resistance level as support. And then I would buy the flag break, risking the prior low. And then also on the short side, I look for a inverted cup and handle. So that is an extension. And then looking for that backside little cup, and then a short on that cup line break. So let's be careful. It's you have to be really patient to look for these moves. Like the inverted short or the inverted cup and handle will really help you stay away from the front side of the move, right? A lot of people short, they end up shorting these front side of the move, and without that inverted cup and handle, it really helps you stay away from this front side move. If you're shorting, you're like shorting like these stuff. You can see there's no lower high here forming, no inverted cup and handle. So yeah, stay away from this short. So it helps you avoid those. So what it's gonna do is like something like this, right? You don't want to short any of these pops. You're trying to pick the top, but you want to look for that lower high to form and break that cup. And then once it breaks, now the trend changes and you're on the backside of the move. So that's why I like looking at that for a short. And if you don't see that, then no trades, because this is still the front side of the move. And I'm not into averaging up and down. So here's kind of like an inverted cup and handle. Really, straightforward. Backside of the move once these cup and handles, inverted cup and handle form. Lower highs. That's on Cscw. But also you get more higher success rate if it is extended, either on the 1 minute, 5 minute, depending on what time frame you're trading in. Make sure the make sure the higher time frame is extended. So okay, so this looks good here. So JFN, the only problem is, so here the cup handle 941 break could be the level. The only problem I don't like about this is the VWAP is just right underneath. So if you break this level, it might bounce off VWAP, but the 5 minute is extended. And also, yeah, 880s is a potential target. So 941s is, so I'm probably gonna try this short. Okay, I don't have shares to short. I just tried shorting there, but 941 is that break. you can risk 968. So I think it's a decent looking pattern. It's 941 break. Potential target is at 890s for this 5-minute chart. So you pull the 5-minute chart open. So you can see the 5-minute chart is extended. So when you're looking to short at a lower time frame, like the 1-minute chart, look at the 5-minute chart where it's at. So right now the 90 EMA is at $9 here. So you can see it give a little trigger there, but slight bounce off VWAP, but I think this will probably go back to 9. It does have SSR on. I just created this SSR indicator for Thinkorswim because we don't have a way to tell. Yeah, so there's the inverted cup and handle short. First target is around 9, so that's going to be the place to cover. But yeah, fortunately I can't short. I have no shares available, so it's a good spot there if you took that. 968 will be our final stop, and that's where you want to stop out. You might get a retest of this 941 levels again and go back lower. And then later on, when you take a look at the 15-minute chart, it's extended. You will look at the 5-minute chart for a signal. So it will probably bounce off this 5-minute chart. So it's important to take profit if you short the 1-minute chart, to take profit when it's retesting this 5-minute level, because most likely it'll bounce off it, and then it'll create 5-minute candles, and if it creates same pattern, lower highs, inverted cup and handle, and then now you can short this 5-minute chart to go back down to the 15-minute chart, which is like 850s or so. Yeah, and then you can play the 15-minute chart to go back down to the hourly chart. So you just keep going down each time frame, but the further you go down, the longer it'll take to set up. So right now it's probably gonna retest this 941 level, which was that breakdown level. If it ends up regaining that as support, like popping over it, I would definitely just kind of size down, take it off, like break even, or definitely you don't want it to go over. But yeah, I didn't really get a full test of the 5-minute EMA there. It's kind of bounce off thin air there. So you might get a retest in another leg down to test that 5-minute. The Pfmt still grinding higher here. JFIN looks like it's creating bear flag. 890 is going to be the level. So decent short signal. Anything else moving? Still no trades for me this morning. AMC is doing. Coming back down. AMC trending the 9 EMA. Had a pop. Can't get above the 9 EMA. Another leg down. Yeah, really disappointing action today. Looks like, yeah, I think everyone's getting their spring break early or on vacation, so. And also these action is pretty brutal for chasers. See a lot of chasers probably getting smacked this week and last week. Definitely wasn't a chasers market like last month. Like in February and January was chasers market. Now it's like learn to trade market. Yeah, so far I don't see any quite action here. So PFMT is getting its 5-minute test now. Yep. SOL has short sale restriction. There was a slight inverted cup and handle here for that 1-minute break. Just retesting this level. We probably could get we could probably get a 5-minute test there at 1070s, but I cannot short it, so I'll stay away. IPS, nope. KAN, it's breaking the flag. But it might just be a little pop towards the daily chart, towards the 90 EMA. Probably nothing much here, but potentially like 30-cent risk here. You like take this 5-minute flag. But yeah, it's too late there. GSX. Daily looks beaten up. So JFIN, decent short there to the 5-minute chart, right? Triggered 941's short, repop, and where did it bounce? The 5-minute trend. So just as you know where to enter, know where to take your profit. You pull the 5-minute chart, you know, here's the 90 EMA. Because it was extended, the 941 is up here, the 5-minute is down here. You're gonna play that extension correction to the 5-minute chart. So you take that break and cover when it's bouncing on the 90 EMA. So you should be, you know, mostly out of it. You can still hold some if you want to trail a little bit for the 5-minute break later on for the inverted 5-minute cup and handle break. But definitely, yeah. Knowing the higher time frame 90 EMAs will help you a lot in your trading, at least for profit taking. So you don't overstay and wondering why it bounced here. Or PH halt. Let's check it out. Oh, what is this thunk? SSR is on. Huge gap down. So it looks like, yeah, it's probably untradeable for me, but it's probably gonna try to fill the gap. $13. I try to fill the gap there, but it looks like it halted once here, twice halted to the downside, and then it's halted again. This is the 4th halt. Yeah, unless this kind of stabilize and stop halting, it's not really tradable for me, unless it does some setup later. See, do I have any borrows here? Okay, I don't have any borrows for this as well, but Cscw. Yeah, PFMT is still climbing. It's still trending the 5-minute chart. You might get a reversal soon. 15-minute chart is still extended. So my guess is it's probably gonna create a lower high here. So you got a big one, inverted cup and handle. Probably get a lower high here and the break of 222s. The break of this 222 area will probably go back down to 210s, 211 for the 15-minute chart. So I think for this to go higher today, it probably needed to retest the 15-minute chart. So something like this probably gonna happen in the next 10 minutes. So 210 is an area where the 15-minute chart is. I mean, it could still trail, I guess, pop over and flag here on the 5-minute chart again. But more likely, I think the 15-minute chart is extended. So we pull the 15-minute chart. You can see it's quite extended. So for this to go higher, it needs to set up some few candles of consolidation here. Allow the 90 EMA to catch up, and then you can have a 15-minute chart break maybe towards pre-market highs, but we'll see if that happens. I mean, if the first thing you need to do is correct on the 15-minute chart, it's extended, so definitely not a buy up here for me. So here, there's the 5-minute correction, and there's your inverted lower high. I don't have bars too short, but potentially if this gives it like another lower high here and breaks the 222 level, you can short the 222 break, profit at 210, risking 225 or whatever this next lower high. It might, yeah, okay, so it looks like it just breaks down there. I mean, that's also possible. You can just stop there. So yeah, extend on the 15-minute chart. Expected pullback to the 15-minute chart, which is at 210. It is on VWAP, so it might bounce there as well. MPRX looks like it's kind of slowly grinding up as well, creeping over VWAP. So MBRX. But yeah, it looks like it probably needs a lot of work to do. I think you probably need to consolidate around this level. It's been like the 5 minutes, like a lot of green candles. So some more consolidation here would probably look a lot better. Just because you have some overhead sellers up here, or overhead buyers, and they're gonna sell on these pops. You can see like 75% of the volume was done in the first 10 minutes. So you're gonna get those overhead buyers become seller here for break even. So for this to go higher, it will probably consolidate here to exchange shares with these buyers here. And then once those buyers are all sold out and the prices hold, then you can see a breakout later. But that couldn't be for a long while. It was extending on the 5-minute. It's getting its test now, but that's MBRX. NOVN. What do we have here? SOL. Could be a short signal here for this break at 11.16. I don't have shares available, but potential inverted cup and handle if it breaks. The 5 minutes all the way at 1090s. SSR is on, so it's gonna get a little tricky. But yeah, if it doesn't break, then no signal. This would be stop at. This would be a stop at 1126. If you take that signal, 11-cent stop. Like a 20-cent profit. So it's like you get a 2-to-1. It's not too bad, but I don't have shares to short. 11.15 break. Yeah, we're gonna open a second broker just so I have more shares available to short. Because a lot of these don't have shares available for in TD Ameritrade. But yeah, that was a short signal. Let's see, the 5-minute chart is at 1090s, so you potential profit taking there around this area. That's a little short would have worked if you took that. That would have been a good. You had a few signals here, so if you broke higher days, pretty much fell follow through. You can't hold above highs as support, and then you end up getting this inverted cup and handle. Good short there at 11.15, stop at 11.26, 11-cent risk, and potential profit is 25 cents. So you get at least 2.5 to 1 to your risk. You risk $100, you could get 250. So depending on your trade there, or risk $10, get 25 bucks. But yeah, I'll probably take most of my profit. I'll probably get a bounce and maybe complete that test. And then you could look for, right now it's also extending on the 15-minute chart. The 15-minute chart is at 1050s. So you might get like a bounce there, right? And then another big bounce for inverted cup and handle for the 15-minute test. So you're getting a small bounce now, but hopefully you took some profits already. Let's check some other stuff. TKT cutting a little bounce here, but I can't short it, and it's extended. That's a setup. Bigger play. ORPH resumed. Looks like it's grinded down. Didn't get that gap fill. Mbrx still selling off again. You got the overhead buyers up here. Mostly volume done there. First 10 minutes. And your meat loaf sellers again. Hey DZ Drunk, what I think about SPY? Yeah, I cannot predict SPY. It's not following any technical patterns at all. It had a huge trend line broke here. This big trend line break. I guess it's, you know, somewhat holding above that trend line, and it's always like breaking all-time highs like every week or so. So can't really predict it in terms of technical aspect, but because there's so many things going on, like stimulus check and all those fundamental things, but it is holding above the 50 EMA, so it's not yet crashing, and it can still slowly grind towards, you know, all-time highs again, but really hard to predict. I can't really predict it. So you got the next flag, next trend line at probably 390s. Yeah, it's hard. Don't think you can do much. But yeah, that's why I don't trade ETFs, because it's mostly, yeah, it's moved by multiple stocks, so it doesn't like move technically that well. Look how the QQQ is doing. So QQQ actually broke down. You know, it actually followed it more, maybe because it's just all the tech stocks mostly. So it did break down this level, this big trend line, and then it had a retest and it got rejected. So somewhat following that trend line break. And so yeah, for at least tech stocks, it might go down a little bit more back to like 300s, but that's for QQQ. But other than that, I don't see anything else. If it holds a higher low here, then we might get a recovery on these tech stocks and the Nasdaq. But this would be, I think, a 325 level if it holds a higher low here. Other than that, it might just trend back down like this and create a pop, and then maybe break down for all this tech stocks. But on the weekly chart, yeah, on the weekly chart, doesn't look too great. It looks like it formed a lower high so far on the weekly chart, and if it formed a big like inverted weekly cup and handle, it could break down. So VTSI is gonna try to retest VWAP here at $8. But again, I think most of the volume was done up here. You can see there's like total of like 10 million or so here, or 50 million shares traded in the morning. So you have people with average prices up here at 850s. I think any pop will get sold into, so definitely not a spot to buy. I mean, you could probably buy for a scalp, but it probably get rejected once it pops up. Kind of like the other stock. What was the other stock? Yeah, there was another one that looks like this. So PFMT 15-minute charts getting caught up right here. So I actually pulled back to 210, like I mentioned. Get that inverted and handle break 210 tests. Almost tapped the 15-minute chart there. holding above VWAP still. Held this level as support as well. Okay, so it looks pretty weak. Probably gonna get a 15-minute reversal. If you look at the 15-minute chart, it's, you know, holding on the edge there, but you might get like one 15-minute bounce or two, and then maybe break down on the 15-minute chart to the hourly chart. And the hourly is not too extended, so it might set up something on the 15-minute chart later. It's gonna be more like after lunch, afternoon play, but we'll see how it does here. Cscw, it's just an all day fader. Got the inverted cup and handle on that morning push. TKT. Okay, so GSX. SSR is on too high of a price. OPTT. Yeah, still no trades for me this morning. Still holding cash. If there's no trade, I think cash is the best position. So probably not gonna try to force myself. I think I forced myself yesterday and ended up taking my second red day this month. So I'm gonna try to resist trading outside my niche. I think PFMT, I think this can set up. I think if this reclaims 225 as support, I'll probably look for a long setup. Something like this. And then you could buy the flag break. Right here. VTSI. Yeah, VTSI, I think any pop will get sold into, so I'll be careful. Somewhat doing a JFIN looks like it'll probably set up for a reversal here on the 5-minute chart. So we got the 1-minute reversal here earlier. So this was the 1-minute reversal to the 5-minute chart. Bounce on the 5-minute chart. And now you're getting this bigger inverted cup and handle on the 5-minute chart for the reversal of the 15-minute chart. You look at the 5-minute chart, now you got the same pattern on the 5-minute chart. Break of that cup line, and your potential target is the 15-minute chart, which is at 868. So you can just see it maybe to get to 868 on the break of $9, I think. So like, yeah, around $9 break. I think that would be, and if you want a tight risk on that break, would be like a 922. So it probably breaks here. So the $9 break stopping at 922 or so. But yeah, if it ends up holding here, then that would be a 5-minute hold. So it's attempting to flag. If this flag fails, if it fails to get any higher. So this is an attempt flag here. So some longs will probably buy this. But if it fails, those longs will stop out and driving that to the downside. But yeah, no shorts for me there. Just an idea. Lizzie. GXX. Got somewhat a red cup and handle. Didn't really form above the 90 EMA, but it's somewhat on the backside. Probably getting that test of the 5-minute chart. So Pfmt is actually holding this 225 area. So this might give us a long play later. Let's see if it could pull back one more time. If this consolidates around here, I'll probably take that break. Pfmt. Retested, bounce off that 15-minute chart. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this to set up. Gonna retest 225 area and hold that as support. Yeah, so this is probably be my only thing that I'm watching right now. PFMT is gonna take a little while, maybe a few more minutes to set up. JKT, SOL pushing up. JFIN reaching the 15-minute target there, actually broke down the $9 mark there that I mentioned. Is he okay? Yeah, I think probably just PFMT. If this sets up the way I like it, I'll take a trade on this. If not, I'm probably just gonna sign off early today if this ends up not kind of working out. Pretty slow action today. So to get that 5-minute test, 226. Let's see, is that 5-minute test enough? Ideally, this candle close. So 8 o'clock is in 2 minutes. Or the whole hour mark is in 2 minutes. So this, just let it close a little bit here. Yeah, okay, that's a little better. I actually don't want it to break out now. If this candle can close, maybe ideally one more pullback. I mean, that'll look like, you know, a lot better. Like a pullback, trap some shorts, and then recover 225 and flags. That'll probably be like the best looking. But you might not get what you want. But 220, what is this? 234. So 234, 233 is the break level. 226 is this low. So it's trying this level again. Let's see if it holds as support. So two things can happen. Either it's going to consolidate here and break down for the 15-minute test, VWAP test, which might be likely. Or okay, so there's a breakdown. So that's the VWAP test. So this, I actually like this much more now, because you're getting a VWAP test and a 15-minute chart. If it actually reclaims now, reclaims this 225, I'll probably take that short or take that long. So shorts are piled in here. If this actually ends up holding, the shorts will be trapped. But yeah, definitely 225, 226 needs to reclaim. All right. So let's see if this one becomes as resistance, then we might not have a trigger today. But if this pops back over and holds this as support, it'll look good. Other than that, would be no trade for me. So I'll just put an alert here. Create alert. It goes back over to 226. So I have an alert here at 226. Definitely pop back over there and hold as support to get me interested in the long side. Yeah, other than that, it looks I mean, it looks pretty decent on the 15-minute chart. So look at the 15-minute chart. It is holding trend. It'll probably need a candle above this tight, and then you might get a 15-minute flag break. Alright, so here's the temp on the 225, 226 area. Alright, so pop back over there. So, yep, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see if it holds this. So shorts piled in here. If this goes over here, goes above it, the shorts that got in here are screwed, and it's gonna cause that to squeeze on this flag break. But let's see if it plays out. Alright, so you're getting some volume here. Push. So hopefully it doesn't break out here. So a higher low here would complete the pattern that I'm looking for. It is approaching pretty late on the morning, so hopefully people are still here and not lunchtime. So it definitely needs some more consolidation, higher low here. Oh no, don't go, please. I'm using Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. Alright, I want this to pull back. So if this, okay, so it's pulling back here. If this pulls back to 226, confirm this as support. I want to take this trade. So pull back there, 227 now. So I might, all right, so I'm gonna take this. I started 500 shares there, just because it held this 227 level. But that's gonna be my stop. It's a little too early, in my liking. Wanted a little bit more consolidation, at least the 5-minute candle close there. But that was the flag break. If it doesn't go, I'm just gonna take it out 227. Could be a fake flag during lunchtime. A little bit of volume picking up. Alright, so volume picked up there. Only got 500 shares. Yeah, so there's a breakout. I wanted a few more candles here, but I'll take this. I'm only risking like 4 cents. I'm just gonna put 20 bucks on it. Yeah, but the breakout looks pretty weak, and it was a little too early. Wanted a few more candles, maybe the 5-minute close. But I'm just gonna give it a 526 stop. Probably a fake breakout. Probably just gonna take it off if it doesn't go. Yeah. Okay, so I'm probably to take it off if 526 break here. So that's the full 5-minute hold there. I'm gonna expand this flag. So 525 is gonna be my stop. Just gonna put a stop order there. This can still go. That's the full 5-minute test there. Tapped it, so my stop is definitely below 525s. So if it falls below that, I'm taking it off, and I'll look to find out another entry later. So now I think what it needs to do is create another flag on this flag that it formed. Maybe retest 235 higher low here, and I'll probably add more on this flag break. So that is the full test there that I wanted. I wanted a little bit longer, but yeah, we'll see. I have a stop order at 525, so it's gonna take it off if it breaks, which is going to break. Okay, so it's hanging on there by thread. What I think of TCAT? So TCAT, I think it's just having a daily bounce on the 90 EMA. But I don't think it'll be today will be the day that will make a big move. I mean, it looked like, I mean, it's moving like 9 points, but relative to the move that it made last week, it's relatively low. Yeah. So 225 definitely is going to be my stop now, because if this breaks the 225 level, it is a reversal signal, then inverted cup and handle. So of that 225, people will probably take that as a short trigger to go to the 220, 218. So 225 definitely is where you want to stop out if you're in this trade. Ideally this gets back over here, creates another higher low. So 225 is confirming as a support so far. So it's a good start. I'm in 500 shares at 231, but so it's either going to break this 225 level, it will go back to 220s, or it'll try pop, hold a higher low, create a bigger flag and break. And if that's the case, I'll probably add more there on that break. Since this break here was a little bit premature, it's a little bit premature, some volume picked up, and it needed a little bit more sideways action around this area, which is trying to do now to make up for that break, which is a good start. But 525 is that key level where if it breaks, I'm stopping out. But yeah, I'll look to re-add if it breaks another flag line here. Okay, so looking weak so far. 228 on the bid. Okay, so good start there. All right, so if it has one more pullback, hold 230s. I'm gonna add more on the 236 break, 235, 236 break. So my stop is definitely at 225 now, so that's where you want to take your stop. It's confirmed as support. So support here, or resistance became support, now it becomes support. And it's a pretty nasty wick. I don't like that wick. Okay, so I stopped out there. It looks like it was a fail flag, so I took it off at 225 there on my market stop. So this got rejected hard there and sold off. And the break of 225 will retest at 218. So I'm all out there. $35 loss. No problem. But yeah, if this gets back over at 230s, I'll look to re-enter. I'm gonna create an alert. But yeah, that was a rejection, pretty hard rejection there. For that 225 break. So you can see I sold 525 shares there for this break. It's inverted cup and handle. Try to flag, it got rejected hard and break. Alright, so unfortunately we didn't get a good trade there. $35 loss. but it had a pretty high potential. This probably not the best time of day. It's towards lunchtime, so not going to be a lot of volume picking up there. Let's see what other trades. Yeah, so really important, you know, to manage your risk and know where to stop out. So I'm a profitable trader because I take my stops. You know, you don't have to be stubborn. So if I didn't take my stop, I would have been down. How much is this? My average, okay, 20 cents. I would have been down $100 instead of $35. So definitely take your stop there. Knowing when to stop is as important. So I'm gonna do one last scan here and see if there's anything else setting up. OPTT, it looks pretty weak, but yeah, it's just like a slow grind. It's getting extended on the 5-minute chart, but it doesn't look like the one that's gonna be a strong pullback. File like it's extended. Okay. Oh, Neo. This is a daily bounce. I don't see anything else right now, guys. So I'm probably gonna call it a morning session stream here. But yeah, if you enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I try to stream every morning and do an end of day recap, and also starting a tutorial think script series. So if you have any like indicator requests, feel free to yeah, join the Discord and put your request there. And yeah, I'll be happy to create a video on that. But yeah, I'm not gonna try to force any trades right now. I just had one trade, which I just had one trade today, which I took like 10 minutes ago, and that was a Pfmt for a $35 loss. And pretty much what I did there was Pfmt was entered. I entered for this flag break here when it was holding this 225 level. Wish I had it consolidate a little longer. It would have been a more successful pattern. But yeah, it got rejected there. Consolidated. I extended the flag line, hoping for another higher low to form. It did confirm this 225 as support level for the time being. But this rejection candle, little wick, and people sold into it. I think people were trying to buy this flag right here, and then you got the inverted cup and handle forming, and people shorted on that 225 break. So that's where I also stopped out. So just as important as knowing where to enter, knowing where to stop out is also important to minimize your losses. So I took off there 225 for a $35 loss. No harm done. All right, so yeah, I don't see anything else, so I'm gonna sign out. Try not to overtrade like I did yesterday. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.